Hello, everyone, and a very warm welcome to this exclusive interview with Dipali Naidu, Head of Consulting for DDI India. The COVID 19 global pandemic has disrupted businesses worldwide, and many companies are facing challenges that they had never seen before. In the wake of this, several immediate workplace shifts were required that included business continuity planning, working from home, virtual events and collaboration, leading remote teams, and many more. These are uncertain times, and the aftermath will not be limited to 2020, but linger on for a few years to come. The only way organizations can cope and stay motivated is through its leadership. A leadership that is focused yet flexible, adaptable to unforeseen future events and their impact on both business and people while continuing to drive progress. And to dive deep into the role of leadership in times of crisis, we have with us Dipali Naidu, who is currently the head of consulting for DDI India. She has over 25 years of work experience in human resources management. She has led strategic leadership roles in human resource and learning and organization development in large MNCs as well as large Indian retail businesses. Dipali has worked with senior leadership in the Asia Pacific region, India, Middle East, and Africa, along with global leadership teams in the US to drive and implement successful human capital strategies for growth. DDI is also a partner for the People Matters Are You in the List Awards, wherein we identify who can become the answer to the challenges in the people in workplace. The awards, which is in its ninth year of running, have been the beacon of helping to identify young emerging HR leaders to build the future pipeline of HR leaders. So without further ado, let me welcome Dipali. A very warm welcome to you, Dipali, and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Yasmin. My pleasure.
Great. So Dipali, as we all know, 2020 has been a tough year. We are almost 8 months into it, and it seems like the challenges are not over yet. So how do you think it will impact the way leadership needs to evolve in these times?
Like you yourself said, right, Yasmin, some time back, that COVID is really definitely a very uncertain time, right? So things are constantly changing day to day, in fact, hour to hour, and leaders need to stay focused and move the business forward despite these uncertain times. And what I feel is that they need to create a coaching culture to support working with others across silos, collaborating to enhance organizational effectiveness, acting as the custodians of the company purpose, right, and supporting critical activities that align with that purpose. That becomes extremely crucial because, there is this whole emotion that is added, a heavy layer to what leaders are doing today and employees are doing today, right? But I also think that there's a need to make very high quality decisions, and leaders definitely need to communicate these decisions in the most appropriate manner to their people, and they need to be prepared to empathize with their associates when working through this very trying times of change, right? Leaders need to adapt their communication style to adjust to changing times and use self-insights and important to move forward and acquire great resilience to power us through even the most challenging times.
Yes, absolutely. I absolutely agree with you. I think this is the true test of leadership. They say in times of crisis, true leaders emerge. And as you said, it is time
Absolutely.
it is time to show your authenticity, your vulnerability, communicate, show trust, empathy. I think these are going to be really, really critical. So Dipali, my
Very
next
true.
question for you, yes, would be that as COVID-19 has shown, organizations will have to equip themselves to deal with the rapid change, rate of change and all sorts of crises. What do you think are some key characteristics a leader must possess in these times of crisis?
Well, I think first and foremost thing, which we always discount sometimes, right, as leaders, is to stay connected more than before to the organization purpose. It's extremely important to stay focused over there. And then, of course, high EQ skills, right? As leaders continue to listen, respond to the concerns of their employees. That's another one. Coaching is important to support people through alternative ways to work. Then establishing trust amongst team members and energizing them to get work done. That's another challenge because, apart from the environmental challenges that we're focused with right now, there are also the other challenges of, that back at home. And then, of course, promote rapid problem solving, decision making, executing with speed. I think that will be extremely important for us to succeed in these uncertain times. And not to say the least, having very short engagement conversations and providing positive reinforcement to employees so they stay motivated and engaged.
Absolutely. I think the fact that you said about they have to be the custodians of the purpose of the organization, they also have to be the
Yes,
custodians of the culture of the organization, and how the employees look
absolutely.
up to, look up to the leaders. How do they, embed that, build trust in them with empathy also, and also in the same time making sure they make the right decisions and with the right clarity. I think these are very key focus areas for leaders here. Thank you, Dipali. Thank you for sharing those points with us. So what do you think would be some key characteristics for emerging talent leaders specifically that they need to possess in these times?
Yeah, this is always an interesting one, which I get a lot. And, I think in this time, I think leading virtually to overcome the challenges of the time and distance to work as a cohesive team focused on achieving results. I think that's a very big challenge and more for emerging leaders because some of them have been individual contributors for far too long, right? And therefore are not anyway very comfortable leading teams. And now you're talking about a virtual environment where you do have to do a lot more than what you were doing before, right? So that's one. The other is uniting their teams and building trust across time zones and cultures. That is going to be another one, especially for leaders who have roles that go beyond their country boundaries, right? The third one that comes to my mind immediately is be very open to feedback right now. I think gone are the days where, hierarchy rules, right? Bureaucracy rules. I think there is a solution that is wisely available in each employee. And, the leaders have to be very open to taking those suggestions and working, cohesively as a team to move the agenda forward. Like I said before, and I can't stress more, communicating authentically and building trust, right? That's another one with deeper insights and delegating effectively to empower those around them. These are tough times. Decisions have to go right down the line. Leaders are senior, they're busy with other things. They may not have the time to make decisions. So how do you really empower quickly? Do some good, bold empowerment in these times with your people and have strong business networks and stay focused on the key goals. I think these are the things that these emerging leaders will really have to practice, in the next few months and maybe for a long time to go.
Yes, I think it is indeed the right time for them to emerge and kind of manifest those qualities that leaders are expecting out of them. And as you said, we are now working in a hybrid work environment, so everyone's working remotely. There are distributed workforce models. So how do they manage that virtually with authenticity and by communicating in the right manner will really kind of ascertain their future as leaders, I think, in the organization.
Yes.
Great, great. Thanks, Dipali. So, Dipali, as you know, that we've together worked on the program of People Matters Are You in the List Awards, and which helps in identifying and fostering emerging talent leadership. So, how do you think this program helps in doing that?
We've spoken a lot about these uncertain times, right? And what leadership in these uncertain times will look like. So I think the People Matters AVL program is carefully designed to ensure that the final winner is a leader who's adaptable, agile, can manage ambiguity in the context of the business environments, can collaborate by breaking silos and hierarchies, mobilize resources through their networks. I think that's going to be really important. And so, the entire approach in our selection of leaders has been to find those leaders who will empower and dexterously manage conflicts to make rapid decisions and execute with breakneck speed. That's going to be really crucial. And this program really enables you to spot those mindsets and behaviors for success in this rapidly changing world. So I think that's unique about the Are You in the List program this year.
Absolutely. I think especially in these times, a program like this is very critical to identify the leaders who are doing a great job, the emerging leaders who are already doing a great job and are on their, have a very high, steep learning curve, if I may say.
Yes,
So, yeah, so I think
absolutely.
that's working that's a great way to identify them then. Thank you. Thank you so much, Dipali. My final question to you would be, what is that one advice that DDI would like to give to emerging HR leaders?
Um, I don't know where's that one advice, but I just think it's a combination of a few things.
Yes.
And if you may permit me to speak beyond one word,
Please.
right? And I think that is one is stay humble, right? I think that is so critical in these times because each of us is coming with our own problems at work right now. right? Challenges of our, our near and dear ones, concern of their health, our health, right? Our productivity at work. There's just so many things playing up. So I think it's important to stay humble, empathetic, right? But yet very result driven while learning fast. I think you just mentioned that learning is going to be another crucial thing. And they need to learn very fast, continuously adapt, right? Evaluate, most of all, I think at this time, they need to evaluate where to focus their energy and work very closely with the business to make things happen. Otherwise, it's going to be a tall order.
Yes. So I do agree. I think there was a time when HR was not very high up on the scale of having that business acumen. I think it's time now to kind of show those skills, that they have that business knowledge. They can work together shoulder to shoulder with business. And the points that you made about being authentic, being humble in these times, I think these will really, differentiate good leaders from the not so good leaders, if I may say. So great.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing
Yes.
that. Yes. So finally, thank you so much. Yes, thank you so much, Dipali, for your insights. It was a great conversation. Got to learn a lot about what leaders need to do in these times. As they say, the future is digital. The future is for the adaptable, for the agile. Similarly, for HR leaders, those who are adaptable and agile will pave the way for a future.
Absolutely. And I think there is no differentiation in business and functional leaders, right? They are leaders at the end of the day. So the rules apply to everyone.
Yes, absolutely. On that note, yes. Thank you. Thank you so much, Dipali, once again.
Thank
it was
you
a
so
pleasure speaking with you. Look forward to more such conversations.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Stay safe.
Yeah. Bye.